Yeah, just a quick small adjustment here. So the regime changed at 15, and I still stayed in Romania until about 24. And then also I'm a psychotherapist associate on the path of becoming fully licensed. That's important to be said. And yeah, thank you.
Okay, yeah, wonderful. I was curious to know, how was it being in a totalitarian regime?
Well, you're raised in that world is normal. So that was normal to me. Just when the transition happened, and especially moving to the West, I could see that I definitely developed endurance and resilience, and I was used to things being harder. Just what comes straight off the bat in my mind, the president of the time, in the night, he will turn off electricity to save money for the economy. In winter, he will turn off gas for stoves and pipes. So he will save money for the economy. There was not much food in stores. There were long lines. There was just a whole world that was natural to me, and you had to be strong and survive. And this transmission was, I got it from my father, from my grandfather. You have to be careful with authority. Anyway, so I did enjoy my childhood. I did enjoy my childhood, and I think my parents did a good job to shelter me and protect me and love me the best they could, in spite of really Orwellian world. And seeing more like the present time now, yeah, when there's a power shortage here, there's snow or something, it's cold, there's no water. People here are like whining, and I'm like, oh, it's okay, it's no problem. It's this is no problem somehow.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I like that, the resilience and strength that comes with it.
Actually, something because people they talk in America about communists and their utopian movies and all of that, dystopian movies, and so I can see I can see more and more, especially last year or two, elements that they don't fit in my idea of democracy. And so these elements, they were like the state imposes certain things, and subtle elements intervene. And that's a very, smells very familiar to a totalitarian regime. And I could see when I could see that, I was like, oh, okay, I know this. You guys don't know this, and it's coming slowly, but I know this.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I was actually wanting to ask you if you thought that there were any parallels with a lot of stuff that's happening over the past 2 years, specifically with the vaccines and right now with the trucker protests and all that stuff. So it's very interesting that you can sniff it out in similarities. And something that I wonder is that people who are not exposed to this in the past, historically speaking, or have forgotten what their ancestors had been through. You just get slowly boiled in, as the story of the frog in the hot water. If you slowly raise the temperature, the frog doesn't notice.
Right.
So anyways, yeah, does that change your behavior in any way?
Well, the element it was normal for me is that the government or the party is in control of everything: education, medical system, censorship. There's absolute complete censorship. I had not much West information until I was about 16. Yeah. And then basically also you are powerless. Here it's not quite like that. It's not quite like that. So there are early stages, and hopefully it doesn't go that far. But basically, there's nothing you can do. Your parents were raised in that. I guess I was raised and conditioned there, and culturally conditioned there, and also getting the subconscious energetic transmission of my parents. My behavior was set up in a certain way, which is not the usual Western individualistic freedom kind of setting. So I was already aligned with this: be careful with authority, don't stir the boat, don't stick out. Yeah, no, don't fight the system. Don't, that's that dangerous. In the past, if one in Romania were to complain or gossip or something, you will be taken to some basements and tortured, then you will be disappeared. And so my grandfather was into kind of political camps and concentration political camps. So somehow I was this carried in. This carried in. So to me, the freedom and the Western world was like, oh wow, that's nice. That's nice. But deep down in the back of the mind, that initial setting is present. Not trusting authority was like given. It's almost like in DNA.